11.2.7, the final patch of the War Within. So many things to do. You got housing, you got all kinds of shit going down today. Liberate George. 4 months of priming.
Just doing my part in sending a poor lawyer to Disneyland.
Thank you. Appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate the sub. 4 months of being a Death Knight Ever Scourge. As I was saying, so many things to do. What is there to do? Maybe you're unaware. Maybe you're coming back to WoW for the first time in a long time. Well, here we go. A quick video on things you can do once 11.2.7 launches. Here we go.
What's happening this week in Warcraft? Hey, it's Soul, and you can help support the channel by liking this video, subscribing for more WoW coverage, and catching me where I'm live. It's going to be a big week with the 11.2.7 patch adding tons of content, but what's a patch without a crippling, infuriating downtime? Housing is one of the biggest features coming to World of Warcraft that includes a whole host of back-end systems and new kinds of gameplay we haven't seen before, and I'm quite confident there's going to be a host of issues that might delay the patch from going live in a timely manner. If you're planning on getting into the patch and housing day one, part of that plan should be to
Oh my god, this house is crowded.
Plan. I'll be streaming while we...
If you're claustrophobic, some people's houses are going to freaking get to you. What the hell is going on in here?
Wait for realms to come up, so you'll be in good company. Early access housing is for those who pre-ordered any version of Midnight. They'll be able to join a neighborhood, purchase a plot, and start building.
That's right.
Those who have not, though, can still participate. They can visit neighborhoods and see what their friends are making. All they need to do is be in the same party or guild, or be friends on Battle.net. From there, just right-click their name, whether they're online or not, to view their homes, then hit the visit button. Keep in mind there are privacy settings, and some folks might want to keep others out. As for what you can do for housing without early access, you can participate in the collection and trading of decor.
I wonder if you can actually do anything in anyone's house. Like, because if you guys remember Animal Crossing, it was like the original player housing simulator, besides The Sims. But Animal Crossing essentially had player housing on, and I still remember this on GameCube. Me and my cousins got really into this shit, and I remember we used to fuck with each other's houses all the time. And by that I mean, like, one of us would walk around and cut down all the trees around somebody's house, or one of my cousins would log in and dig holes all around my house all the time, and you'd have to go in and fill in each hole after he fucked around and did that. Or like I said, cut down all the trees in someone's area. It would just, we used to just do stupid shit like that to each other's houses all the time. And yes, I was an Animal Crossing gooner back then. I mean, I was young, but Animal Crossing was fun. If you know, you know.
Pre-order or not, everyone can comb the land for decor sold from vendors.
I wonder if you could actually do that shit in WoW.
Through quests, earned from achievements, and dropped from a few select places. For you crafters, you'll want to visit one of these NPCs depending on the neighborhood you visit to complete
the
the quest
PTR. You could steal someone's house.
From just
Probably
about
not in the real
any
game.
zone. These materials are used alongside others to craft decor from every expansion and every crafting profession. To get to a neighborhood, you can access the housing dashboard and press this home button to teleport in, or access it via a portal room in your capital city.
Right.
For those of us jumping into housing for early access, here's how it works. It's very simple. Brand new players to World of Warcraft will be prompted shortly after completing the basic combat tutorial to continue on or venture into housing.
Yeah, this is how I know that Blizzard knows housing is going to be a thing that some people, that's all they do. Like, they are just going to do housing shit. Now, in order to really max out housing and WoW, you're going to have to play the retail game too. Like, you're going to have to get in there, kill bosses, do stuff to get some of the really cool items. But for the fact that Blizzard has this option in there where you can literally make a new character, and instead of opting to level him up, you opt to just go into a neighborhood. Literally level 1 toon, just going into a neighborhood. You'd never level up. So they know, some people, this housing is going to be all they freaking do in this game.
Now, I don't really recommend skipping out on
housing
the game so soon, but hey, the option's there. Veterans and returning players can open up the new housing dashboard through a button on the main menu bar and start a tutorial. I'm going to brush past this part where you're taken on a guided tour through the ins and outs of your neighborhood. You select your first house at no cost to you, learn vendor locations, and practice a tiny bit with how placing the core
works at 1,000 gold?
Until you're
No
unceremoniously thrown to the wolves. I will be on stream as much as my body can handle throughout this week, answering questions and, probably making a fool of myself. For now, you'll have to settle for some useful tips and things to know. There are a maximum of 5 housing levels during early access. Level determines how much stuff you can place in the house, how many and what sorts of room types are available. It's an interesting approach to growing your home as opposed to, say, having to save up oodles of gold or whatever to buy a bigger house outright. Important milestones in my...
Right. One thing that Mr. GM said about placing items that he briefly said, there's a limit There's an outdoor limit and an indoor limit. Outdoor limit was like he said 200. Indoor limit, I think he said was 2,000, but it's going to go up from there. So you can put a lot of shit in your home. I mean, that image he keeps showing of that guy walking around, just furniture everywhere. You could do that if you really want to.
My opinion include being able
put
to
beds
use a
everywhere, make a gooner
medium-sized
home, as you
square
guys
room
said.
at level 2, and the room is pretty darn big if you ask me. Level 4 unlocks the large octagonal room, and level 5 unlocks the large square room. There are other rooms which feature a day and night skybox that won't be available during early access. As for leveling
we won't be
itself,
able to
I'll
do
release
this?
a dedicated guide for that later this week. But
This outdoor rooms, the skybox room, is pretty crazy. It is. There's so many possibilities of what they could do for this skybox room going down the line. I hope we don't get as Horde only that ugly orc house styles. Well, you can live in an Alliance neighborhood as a Horde character. You get one house per neighborhood, one Horde neighborhood house and one Alliance neighborhood house per account. So if you're a Horde character in an Alliance guild, or your guild leader's Alliance, you will be in an Alliance neighborhood. So you can live in an Alliance neighborhood if you want. And even if you are in a Horde neighborhood, there's going to be other housing styles available down the line. Right now, the only housing styles that will be available is the Alliance-looking Elwyn Forest houses and then the mud huts for the orcs. That's what I call them, because that's what they are. Let's be honest. So that's it. But like Night Elf homes, Blood Elf homes, those are coming in Midnight. So you'll be able to change how your house looks, regardless of which neighborhood you live in. But you won't be able to build a human home in a Horde neighborhood or a orc home in an Alliance neighborhood. That is kind of faction locked. And I'm wondering if it's faction locked for Blood Elf and Night Elf too. I don't know. Maybe just the orcs and humans is locked.
in short, your path to leveling up housing is to collect the core, whether you're part of early access
A
or
Worgen
not.
home will be cool.
You may have heard of
Gilneas
endeavors,
style.
but these are not going to be a part of early access. And now for a bunch of scattered tips. You may want to have an alt dedicated to working on your house. To be fair, you do have a very convenient way of traveling home and back again through the housing menu, and it has a 15-minute cooldown. But there may be times the teleport's on cooldown, or you're in a situation where you're at a vendor and you want to buy multiples of a decor, but you're not quite sure how many to pick up. This way you can save a few back and forth trips. And maybe it'll just seem kind of cool to have a house goblin or person or whatever. You can track the core from the house chest, just like how we can track transmog by shift-clicking whatever it is we're interested in. Information is also provided in case there are requirements to meet to unlock the decor. This is great for hunting down decor you want, and is especially useful if there's decor we previously unlocked through a quest or an achievement from like a decade ago, and we want to go back and purchase some more.
This retroactive achievement stuff, I'm worried about that's going to break the servers. I am. Probably by the time anyone watches this on YouTube, we would know already if the servers had broken or not. But I'm worried about this retroactive shit.
But you don't even have to venture very far for lots of decor. If you take a close look at the neighborhood vendors, they provide just about everything you need to make a very complete, very detailed home of your style. Here on the map are locations of all the vendors in each neighborhood, and they're all shared, so you don't have to visit one neighborhood for exclusive stuff. Privacy settings are accessible from this button up top here when you're on your plot or inside the house. By default, anyone can visit your outdoor plot, but no one can enter your home. Use the checkboxes to customize who can enter your realm. Refer to the ignore list to reinforce your grudge. The takeaway from this is, at least as of right now, people need to have formed some sort of social connection.
So is the ignore list like a like ban list from your homes for specific players? So like you can allow your entire guild, but like not one guildie. Pick your guildie, King Julian, not allowed in my house, kind of stuff. Okay.
With you to locate your home at all, let alone enter it. We don't expect early access to include a way to manually enter an address or visit any neighborhood we want. A select number of furniture, mostly the new stuff, can be dyed among a massive variety of colors. The creation of dyes is a little bit convoluted, so I'll try to be quick. An alchemist or scribe will have a new round of
Alchemy and inscription, OP as shit. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is going to be OP as hell. They're going to be able to make these dyes and put them on the auction house. They're going to make a shit ton of money. Because everyone who's not an inscription or alchemist is just going to have to go buy this shit. That's crazy.
recipes that grind out herbs from every expansion into select pigments, which can then be crafted into dyes at stations in each neighborhood. Without knowing how much you might care about dyes at this early stage,
Moishi.
I suggest, if nothing else, to gather up whatever herbs you have lying around and consider spinning up that old garrison of yours. The herbs gathered from the garden can be a slow and steady supply of pigments or dyes to use, or sell, or hoard, because that day'll come when you suddenly want to dye your entire place horde red after you've seen the light. As the week goes by, I'll be listening for the most frequently asked questions and issues people run into, and compile that into another helpful round of tips. Stay tuned. One of the very first things you'll notice when logging in is a prompt to change your default movement keys. Normally, the A and D keys make your character turn left or right.
Yeah, that's how I
the
strafe.
new default will change these keys to strafe left or right. So it's up to you to keep the...
Oh no, I have Q and E as straight. Oh, that's right. I do the. Oh yeah, people always bitch at me for having Q and E bound to movement. They're like, "What a fucking noob." You know what? I'm not a noob. I'm an OG. Okay, it's been that way since the very beginning. I've never changed it. I don't need 36,000 keybinds to fucking drink water. Okay, you guys. Some of you guys keybind the most stupid shit. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I'm fine with Q and E.
classic settings or change to the new setting. The new questline leading us towards midnight starts just outside the bank in Dornagal. It's pretty hard to miss. One thing players will quickly notice is Skyriding has changed. Gone are
Yeah.
the little egg-looking things to count your
Goodbye, vigor.
Now you simply have 6 shared charges between your Skyward Ascent and Surge Forward abilities. Meanwhile, Whirling Surge is still on a cooldown, but it doesn't eat up any charges. And here's how the charges work. You get 1 charge every 10 seconds, regardless of your speed or orientation while flying. But when obeying the skywriting rules of pitching down or flying close to the ground, this cooldown is reduced to as low as 4.8 seconds.
That's why ground skimming will still matter and stuff like that. If you want to get your charges back quicker, you can dive and do that shit. I didn't realize diving allows for that. I thought only ground skimming would reduce cooldowns. So diving can still reduce cooldowns. That's not bad. You get a best of both worlds.
Also, taking off for the first time using Skyward Ascent will no longer use up a vigor or
That's what I was saying. Yeah. You
Overall,
were saying that.
skywriting just got easier for those of us who might still be a little bit clumsy
We have a realm.
War Wagon, thank you for the follow. Welcome to our Scourge.
in the air, and it's more or less the same thing for seasoned pilots. It's just a bit easier with a free takeoff and slightly faster.
I like
regeneration.
these changes.
Notably, the one-button rotation has been updated, allowing it to work with the press-to-hold cast option. With this
Ooh.
unholy combination, you can basically pick up one of those foot controllers and, well, hit the gas pedal to DPS.
Oh, man.
The Brawlers Guild is back for the season, featuring new fights and new prizes, including a mount and housing decor. The locations are as always. Horde can access it over in Orgrimmar. Alliance Folk can access it over at the Deep Run Tram by going through the Stormwind side. We may have to wait and see if we can just walk into the Brawlers Guild or if we need to get an invitation like the good old days.
I wonder if the queues are going to be really long for
And
Brawlers Guild.
always use another
Or,
death
Jesus,
knight.
following and then priming right after each other? Oh, man. Thank you so much. Death Knight over Scourge. I appreciate that. I actually never did Brawlers Guild. Believe it or not, you know, as skilled as I am in this game and as many times as I've one-shotted things like Kaiveza and the Mage Tower, like all these times that I've just deleted these bosses from the game, I've never tried Brawlers Guild. Maybe I'm going to try it. Maybe we'll see how it is. But from what I understand, like there's legitimately people waiting around watching you do your thing, and then they get to have a turn. So, like, how long do these lines get? How long do these queues get? Brawlers is fun. Like, how long do you have to wait to actually get in a Brawlers Guild match? It's a cool concept. I just never did it. I'm gonna try it though.
just hanging out in Dornagal
Could
or
be a
seeing
fun
if
thing
the
to do in
quest
this patch.
automatically pops up. Heritage armor is
Always
finally
use
available for the
another
Pandaren.
death knight.
Thank you. Pikuku. Oh, guy, I can't even remember. Squigums. Thank you for the prime.
You need to be level 50 without
Yep.
the use of a character boost, but hey, the Legion Remix is
Thank
right
you,
over
thank
there
you.
to help you take care of that very easily. With your Pandaren, head over to the embassy for your faction to get started. While we're at it, a new lore walking scenario is available.
This will
You can
be cool.
find Lore
Definitely
Walker
gonna do
2 over
this.
in your faction capital or in Dornagal. Turbulent Timeways returns for 10 whole ass weeks, and also debuted Shadowlands into the Time Walking rotation during the first and the final week. We'll be entering the other side: Spires of Ascension, Plaguefall, Necrotic Wake, Sanguine Depths, and
Fellow
Halls of
Destroyer, that's
Atonement.
right.
Meanwhile, we can visit a vendor inside Oribos who sells a variety of everything, from transmog to mounts and pets, and I'm definitely picking up some
Shadowlands
keys.
returns.
Shadowlands is followed by the rest of the Time Walking roster in no particular order. Just like past events running multiple
Also, I believe Shadowlands will be the final part of this rotation too. So this entire time walking or Turbulent Timeways is going to be sandwiched by Shadowlands dungeons.
Time Walking dungeons lets you build and maintain the knowledge of
I mean, say what you want about Shadowlands. There's some good transmog to get out of it, so it's a good thing they're bringing it back, I guess.
the Timeways buff. Doing this 5 times during the 10-week event will get you a mount, although this time there's a twist. Instead of 1 mount,
Sylvanas
you get a
is returning
voucher
for midnight,
to make
yes.
a meaningful choice between 4 mounts. Choose one, and the other 3 can be purchased with Time Warp badges. I'm going to take a guess and say that just like the other Turbulent Timeways mounts, these will be sold by the vendors during every Time Walking event in the future, so I say choose the one you want now, farm for the rest of them on your own time, and let the FOMO slide off your back like water on rock. Finally, the time walking quest for gear will give heroic instead of just champion gear, so it's a cool opportunity to score some starting gear for those fresh Legion Remix alts.
Oh yeah.
Those of you who've been on break have another option to help you get back into the game. If you've been away for a few months, you can take on a returning
This is a
player
great
experience
feature.
that throws you into another zone to take on basic quests and beat up bad guys, all in a way to help jog your memory on how to play your class and maybe familiarize yourself with new changes. New players to World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell my one of my cousins about this. He loves WoW, played WoW a lot, but then he's fucking doing shit with his life. It's stupid as shit. I told him don't do it. He became a doctor. Why? What fuck are you doing that for? Are you contributing to society and shit? Anyways, we went out, became a doctor. He's out there saving lives, and he can't play WoW anymore. And he wanted to come back. Actually, he had like a break through his rotations. He was like, I want to play some WoW. Can I come back? And he actually logged in, and he had just way too much shit. He got super burned out by the thought of even going through his spell book and his bags and all the quests that he had. He was like, dude, I'm not gonna do this. I can't. So yeah, what a joke. I know, right? He became a doctor. What the fuck's wrong with him? So anyways, he just logged out. He never played again. I'm gonna tell him about this because this feature, it's a fresh start on your returning tunes. So like it'll clear out your bags, clear out your quest log, teach you how to play your class again in the new version of your class, show you how to do a rotation. I'll literally tell him too. I'm like, bro, you can one button rotation this shit now too. Just come back, man. Have a good time. Don't worry about the surgery you have scheduled. That person, they just need a kidney. They'll find they can wait a week. Get in here and play a little bit. Have a good time.
Also have an updated experience that'll take him through not just Exile's Reach, but all the way through Dragonflight in a curated storyline that takes players through this patch content, including story mode raids, to ease them into the war within. And what else is happening? The anniversary event enters its last few days, giving a small window of opportunity to combine this with the Turbulent Timeways buff for some more fast leveling if you're not into the Legion Remix, which also continues on its third week of Phase 4, with Phase 5 just around the corner. The world...
Yeah, I'm a lawyer, but I'm a shitty lawyer, but it's not a big deal. If you're a shitty doctor, you kill somebody. If you're a shitty lawyer, what's the worst that could happen? Somebody gets put in jail for the rest of their life and loses their freedom or ability to live their life. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
Quest bonus event is in play. Once again, it's another thing you can stack to gain rep for cosmetics, including decor, because, hey, that's a thing now, and bits of decor can be found all over the game. Classic Ashran is the Brawl, and over in Mythic Plus World, it's a Tyrannical Fortified Week. And that's it this week. And how's that for an understatement? As a reminder, I'll be streaming throughout the week to help answer questions, chat while we impatiently wait for realms to come up. Please like this video, subscribe for more WoW coverage, catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.
Nice overview. Good. Look, there's a lot of things to do in this final patch. This is the closing of the War Within, really the kickoff for Midnight. So there's plenty to do, lots of things that we can get into, and just enjoy it for what it is, guys. Midnight just around the corner, 3 months away. Pretty crazy. A nice video from Soul So Breezy.